Hey guys, I'm back once again for another video, and in this video I'm going to be doing the second part of my top favorite comedies series that I'm doing. Like I said, there's a lot of comedies that I'm about to go through, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to try and slow down a bit and talk a bit more about the movies that I'm showing off, because in the first part I kind of rushed through these things, so I'm going to try and slow down a bit. So this might be, it's going to be a bit longer of me talking about it, but I have less movies to show off. So I'm going to go and get started. The first couple of movies are movies that I actually grew up watching. I remember watching them back when I was really, really young, and these were some of my top favorite movies growing up. The first one, probably my favorite Eddie Murphy movie, is Dr. Dolittle. I remember watching this movie back when I was really young, and I just remember loving it. Basically, Eddie Murphy plays Dr. Dolittle, who can actually speak to animals, and he ends up becoming an animal doctor, and it's a really, really good one. Probably my favorite scene was when the dog, what is the dog's name? I can't remember the dog's name, but there's a scene where he goes to the vet, and they have to put a thermometer up his butt, and he's talking and stuff, and it's hilarious. And the little rats in the movie, he tries to perform a CPR on one of the rats because he thinks that he's dying, and he ends up farting, and it's just like, oh, he just had gas. Yeah, but this is really a good, funny one. I highly recommend this. I'm sure everybody's seen this one, but yeah, one of my favorite comedies right here. I like the second one too. I know a lot of people didn't, and I haven't seen the third one yet. Now, next one, this was actually one of the first really good family comedies I saw. This was the first movie I saw with Brendan Fraser, and it's George of the Jungle. I don't know how many people remember this movie, but I love this movie a lot. It's basically just sort of a retelling of Tarzan in a way, where basically Brendan Fraser plays George, and he lives in the jungle with the apes and things like that. He's like the ape man, and yeah, really, really funny movie. One of my favorite films, and one of my favorite films of all time as well. If you guys have not seen this, I highly recommend it. It's a good family film. Good Disney. Now the next one, this is without a doubt my favorite Adam Sandler movie. It was the first one I saw, and when I saw it, this is of course it made me laugh out loud at a lot of stuff, but also it's really an emotional film, and it's pretty emotional as well, and it's Big Daddy. I really like this movie. Basically about Adam Sandler, who he's with this his girlfriend sort of left him because he's sort of a lowlife, and he doesn't have a job. And then this kid shows up on his doorstep, and he finds out that it's actually his friend's kid, but they don't know it. And when he shows up, Adam Sandler pretends to be his friend to adopt him. And what he wants to do is he wants to use the kid to show his girlfriend that he can handle responsibility. He ends up becoming really close to the kid, and they end up having a really, really great relationship. It's a really good movie. Of course, Rob Schneider's in it as well, but Adam Sandler, this is probably my like I said, my favorite one. There's some scenes that are so funny. Like, there's a scene where he's really into this character called, little kid Julian's really into this character named Scuba Steve, and he leaves Scuba Steve, his action figure, laying on the floor, and Adam Sandler steps on it. He's like, Scuba Steve, damn you. It's really funny. And then he tries to teach the kid how to spell and things like that, and it's a really, really good movie. It's really emotional. This movie has actually made me cry a few times that I've watched it, because it does get kind of sad at the end, but it turns out all well. But yeah, Big Daddy, my favorite Adam Sandler movie. And then of course I also love a lot of other Adam Sandler films, like Billy Madison. I love that one as well. And Happy Gilmore. I think when I first saw that, I laughed so hard at that movie. So yeah, and of course Little Nicky and a couple of other ones, but Big Daddy, Billy Madison, and Happy Gilmore are my three favorite Adam Sandler films. Now the next one, this movie came out I think in the 90s, and it's set in the 70s, and the 70s is probably my favorite time period. I just love everything about the 70s. I love the music, I love clothing, I love just the way people acted, and this is a really, really, is it the 70s? Yeah, 78, and it's Detroit Rock City with Edward Furlong, who, as you guys know, played John in Terminator 2. It also stars Giuseppe Andrews, Sam Huntington, and James DeBello. And basically the whole movie is about these friends that are actually trying to get to a Kiss concert, And yeah, Kiss makes appearances in it. It's not just about Kiss. There's actually music from every single great band. There's music by the Ramones, you know, Led Zeppelin, just any great rock and roll band. They have music in this, and this is a really funny one. I really enjoyed this one. I might actually do a review for this one coming up soon for one of my con reviews. But yeah, this is a really good one. Let me check the camera real quick. Alright, we're good. Now the next one is probably one of the most popular stoner comedies. I'm not a stoner, but this movie, when I first saw this movie, it made me laugh so hard. It took me forever to see it, and then when I finally did, I was like, wow, this movie's hilarious. It's Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. Everyone knows this is a classic movie. There's so many great, you know, scenes in it where they get so high and they're stopped in a parking lot, and guy driving, Cheech is like, hey man, am I driving okay? And then Chong is just like, I think we're parked, man. Yeah, it's just stuff like that just makes me geek out. You know, this is definitely probably one of the funniest movies of all time. I definitely say it is, but Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke, really, really funny one. I have not seen any of the other Cheech and Chong movies, so I'm not going to talk about them, but I have the second one that I'll probably check out, and I've heard the third one. I think it's the third one is not really that good, but I'll still see it because I really, really like these ones. Next one, another classic comedy, Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Matthew Broderick. I love this movie. Basically, everyone knows Ferris, you know, he's pretending to be sick just so that he can have a day off from school, and he takes his two friends, his friend and his girlfriend, out on just awesome adventures around New York City. This is you know, everyone knows about this movie, of course. Such a great one. Bueller. And the next one, I'm actually a big fan of both these movies, but if I had to pick which one is my favorite, it would definitely have to be the second one. This movie stars Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson, and it's Shanghai Nights. And I really, really like both these movies. I know that a lot of people are not as big of a fan as of Jackie Chan's comedies, but I really do like this one. And I'm a fan of Owen Wilson as well. I think he's I think he's a really good character. This one's a really good one. I highly recommend this one. You know, great fun. Both Shanghai Noon and Nights are both great movies, but this one's probably my personal favorite one. Yeah, just lots of good action, comedy. Definitely a good one. Alright, now I'm going to show some more modern movies. The first one is probably my second or third favorite Will Ferrell movie, and it's Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Now this one was really good when I first saw this one. You know, of course there's so much vulgar language in it. And basically Will Ferrell just plays an Anchorman. And yeah, this one was really, really funny when I first saw this. If I had to pick, I would pick this one, and then I'd pick Talladega Nights and Step Brothers are two of my other favorite Will Ferrell movies, but I really liked Anchorman as well. Both those are really good. Next one we have Waiting. There's so many people in this movie. There's Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris, Justin Long, Dane Cook, Andy Milonakis, Joe McBride. Just so many good movies. And basically it's about, you know, the characters in the movie. They just work at this restaurant, and it's basically just all the crazy stuff that goes on. They also have the penis showing game, which how more ridiculous can you get? Trying to get one guy to look at your junk is just, there's something so wrong and perverted about it. But yeah, this movie is a really good, really funny one. Like I said, I'm just trying to go through these really quickly, so I'm not talking too much about them. The next one is Knocked Up with Seth Rogen. I'm a big Seth Rogen fan. I've actually liked every movie he's been in, even his cheesier ones like The Green Hornet. I like that one. I think Seth Rogen's a really good actor. And yeah, Knocked Up, really good one. I know the movie's a lot of people talk about Judd Apatow's films, saying that his movies are really long, and yeah, I do see how it is. This movie's actually really is a bit too long for a comedy. I think if they had to cut out like 20 or 25 minutes of it, it would have been good. But there are actually over 25 minutes of scene. They actually did cut out like almost 30 minutes of stuff from this movie. So this movie was like a lot longer. This movie's like 2 hours and 13 minutes long, which I think is a lot, really, really long for a comedy movie. But yeah, still though, I really did enjoy this one. I also saw the kind of sequel, semi-sequel, This Is 40, which is actually another good one I'd also recommend. Next one we have Emile Hirsch in The Girl Next Door. Now this one, I like this one a lot because I think it has, not only is it really funny, but also I think it's not just one of those teen sex comedies. It has more substance in this one. And it does get kind of traumatic a little bit in the middle when Emile Hirsch, he meets up with the porn director and things get a little bit out of hand. And I like movies like this. I like movies where they're funny for a bit and then they go into some serious stuff. And this is one of those movies I think did really well. It's not just one of those, you know, stupid teen comedies that you see. I'm not saying that all teen comedies are stupid. I'm just saying this is not one of those immature, you know, just a guy out trying to get laid type of thing. This guy, Emile Hirsch, is actually a, you know, just a shy guy who's just, you know, trying to be cool and trying to meet up with a hot girl, which I can really relate to that. I'm that guy. You know, I mean, I've never dated, so, you know, I can really relate a lot to him just trying to get with a girl, trying to, you know, be cool in high school and never been able to. That's how I was. You know, and that's how I still am. That's why I'm glad I'm out of high school. Now the next one, another really good one, which has Chris Farley in it and also David Spade, and it's Tommy Boy. Everybody knows about this movie. Such a good one. Basically, Chris Farley, he plays, he's the son of an owner of a car parts company, and his dad ends up dying, and basically Chris Farley and David Spade have to go cross country to trying to save the company from being sold by Rob Lowe's character who's trying to sell it, and things like that, and just the crazy stuff that happens. You know, like at one point they think they kill a deer, and it turns out it's still alive, and it attacks them and stuff, and it's just a really good, funny one. I highly recommend this one. Also, another really good David Spade movie, which I don't have, but I don't have in this group of movies that I picked out, is Dickie Roberts, former child star. I love that movie. That movie is one of the funniest movies I think I've ever seen. It's basically about David Spade, who plays he used to be a famous child star, and now that he's older, he's trying to get work, and his manager says, you know, that the reason why he doesn't know he's trying to get into this movie, and basically they turn him down because they don't think that he's a real simple normal guy, which is the character in the movie is like a simple normal guy. And Rob Reiner's like, you know what, dude, the reason why you're not that normal is because you never had a childhood. You never had a normal childhood. And then he says, I mean, it seems like you're just gonna have to go back and redo your whole childhood. And that's when he gets the idea to find out a family and to stay with him, for him to go stay with the family, to teach him what it was like to be a kid, just a normal kid, and the stuff that's in it is hilarious. Like there's one scene where he's trying to ride a bike and he smashes into a car. It's so funny. Dickie Roberts, former child star's name in the movie. I love that movie. It's probably my second favorite David Spade movie, right behind Joe Dirt. Those are both hilarious. Now the next one is actually part of a series. I only picked out this one because this is the only one I have, but it's the National Lampoon's Vacation movies, and this one is Vegas Vacation, which is actually a really good one. I actually love most of the vacation films. I've only seen the first, the fourth, and then Christmas Vacation, which I'm sure everybody's seen because Christmas Vacation is always shown. You know, around Christmas time they always show it, but I really liked Vegas Vacation as well, and the original. But yeah, this is a really good one. Basically, you know, Chevy Chase is just trying to give his family a good vacation, and of course, so many horrible things go wrong. But yeah, I'm sure, you know, you just wait until Christmas time and you can see Christmas Vacation, which is the fourth one in the series, I think. I'm not even sure if a lot of people that watch Christmas Vacation know that there's actually five movies in this series, but this is Vegas Vacation, the one that came before Christmas Vacation. I really wish that they put out like a box set that just has all the vacation movies. You know, I think I really enjoy seeing that, Blu-ray or DVD, either way. I think that, you know, it would give the other movies more exposure. There's like 5 of them, I think. Now, next one, I'm a big John Candy fan. I love a lot of his films. And Steve Martin is in this one too, and I really like this. And I'm a huge fan of the director's movie, John Hughes. He's probably one of my top 5 favorite directors of all time. I love all of his films. 16 Candles, Home Alone, which is probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite movie of all time. I love that movie. I'm not including that in the video, but the movie that I'm talking about is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is basically about Steve Martin's character has to get home in time for Thanksgiving dinner with his family, and he ends up missing his flight. So what he does is that he hitches a ride with John Candy, and of course, hilarious road trip. I'm sure everybody's seen this movie. It's such a classic film, but yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, one of my favorite comedies. Really good one. It gets a little emotional at the end and a bit sad, but it's really a really good one. I recommend this. Speaking of John Candy, this is probably my favorite John Candy film of all time, Uncle Buck. Everybody knows about this movie. Everybody knows that this is a great movie. Basically, the parents of the kids in this movie, they have to go away because the mother's father just died, and they need somebody to watch the kids. And they ended up getting John Candy's character, who just, beer drinking, he smokes, he gambles, he's just this really like a nightmare for parents to bring him over, and of course all the insanity that goes on. But Uncle Buck is definitely my favorite one. Also, it also has Macaulay Culkin in it, and I think this is his 1st or his 2nd film, and I'm a big fan of Macaulay Culkin. I don't care what anybody says about him, I'm a big fan of Macaulay Culkin. But yeah, Uncle Buck, it's just a great movie. The other movie on here, The Great Outdoors, is also really good, which I also recommend. These are both really good ones. I remember seeing The Great Outdoors when it was on TV and really enjoying it. But yeah, Uncle Buck, definitely one of my top 5 favorite comedies. Alright. The second from last movie is another stoner comedy. I know a lot of people might think this movie is a bit stupid for some people, but I really enjoy it. But it's Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, basically about these guys. They get high and then they get the munchies to go to White Castle. When they find out that White Castle is in a whole other city and all the crazy stuff that happens, and it takes them forever to finally get there. But there's so many funny moments, like Neil Patrick Harris just shows up in the movie. And they're like, hey, we're trying to get the White Castle. And he's like, forget White Castle, let's go get some strippers, man. And he's like really horny throughout the whole movie. It's hilarious. And then, yeah, then there's the character Freak Show, which they haul up into this guy's house. And Freak Show, just inbred guy, just really creepy guy. But yeah, it's a really good one. I really like this one. I'd also say I also really enjoyed Escape from Guantanamo Bay. However you pronounce it, the second one. I really like that one as well. Now, the last movie I'm going to show off in this video, this is one of my top favorite movies. I think that this was probably the 1st or 2nd PG-13 rated movie that I saw that was a comedy. I think I saw The Mask before this, but this was also the 2nd or 3rd movie I saw with Jim Carrey. And then, and then I saw the rest of his movies, and I'm a big fan of him. And Jeff Daniels is also in it, and it's Dumb and Dumber. Like I said, I grew up with this movie. It's hilarious. Of course, there's so many classic scenes, like the scene when Harry gets his tongue stuck to the pole, and basically Jim Carrey plays a cab driver, and he ends up picking up this girl named Mary, and he ends up falling in love with her. At the end, he drives her to the airport, but she's leaving for Aspen, and she ends up leaving her suitcase there. And the reason why she left it there is because it's actually full of ransom money. And there are people that kidnapped her husband, and she left it there for them to get it. Jim Carrey finds it and ends up going with Jeff Daniels' character Harry all the way to Aspen to return it to her, and all the stuff that goes on with it is just hilarious. Really good one. This is the unrated version, which there's not really that much of a difference. I think that they just added in some scenes that were just a bit too, I don't know, racy, I guess. It doesn't add anything to it. It doesn't take it away. I just watched this one because I like the extra stuff, but I also like the PG-13 version. I think I prefer watching the PG-13 version, but I have this one on DVD, so either way, Dumb and Dumber, really good, really funny movie. But anyway, guys, I hope I didn't go too fast into a lot of these movies, because like I said, I have a lot of them. But this was just, you know, another bunch of comedies that I really enjoy watching and that I love. If anybody has seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. You know, leave video responses or leave comments down below. And hope you guys are looking forward to a part 3, which I'll probably do Sunday. And part 3 is just me talking about my top 10 favorite comedies of all time. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about these movies, and I'll see you later.